friendship, and directed to the good of all mankind, to the good of all mankind. And these are some of the books Nkrumah wrote. He is currently the leading African president who wrote many, many books. And these are some of his titles. Africa Must Unite, Axioms of KWAME Nkrumah, Freedom Fighters Edition, Challenge of Congo, Challenge of Congo, Class Struggle in Africa, Class Struggle in Africa, Conscientism, Philosophy and Ideology for Decolonization, Dark Days in Ghana, Dark Days in Ghana. He also wrote the autobiography of KWAME Nkrumah, Handbook of Revolutionary Warfare, Handbook of Revolutionary Warfare. I Speak of Freedom. I just quoted from that book. Neocolonialism, the last stage of imperialism. Neocolonialism, the last stage of imperialism. Revolutionary Path, Rhodesia File, The Struggle Continues. Towards Colonial Freedom, Voice from Conakry. Let's take and stay, and I'm going to take you through various documentaries which I know will send some chilling moments into your spine. My viewers out there, the text line is still activated, and it is +233 204 30 30 33. You can join me in this beautiful memory lane, and let's celebrate this great son of ours. Stick and stay and take the achievement of OSAGYEFO Dr. KWAME Nkrumah. Let's be sincere and honest in our quest of the quest of truth and empowerment. Having gone through Nkrumah's achievements, how do you feel? How do you feel? I'm so emotional having gone through his achievements. The last part was 17,000 housing project. 17,000 17,000 housing projects. Not 2,000, not 1,000, not 4,000, 17,000 projects. I mean, in that short lifespan, from 57 to 66, Ghanaians, let's wake up and be honest and sincere. This is the man who came from nowhere and saw us through independence. And I believe that you've really taken something from just the achievement you watch. Some of us have gone through most of his monumental institutions he established. He upgraded the University of Legon, University of Cape Coast. I mean, I just can mention the Ghana Air Force, the Ghana Navy. I mean, we've all, one way or the other, have experienced the Tema Motorway, Tema Harbour. Look at what Nkrumah did. It's uncountable. I couldn't even collaborated all the secondary schools he built during his era. I couldn't even put together because it was too much to be tabulated. Indeed, he is the greatest African of all time. Let's take and stay, but I still remind you to text. Let's share this conversation. Let me know what you also have to say. Let's go for other documentaries on OSAGYEFO. Dr. KWAME NKRUMAH.
"35 years ago, one man set out to turn this country into a modern industrial utopia. He was Kwame Nkrumah, the first leader of a newly independent black African state. His aim was to transform Ghana into a society shaped and driven by the power of science.
And I see and hear springing up cities of Ghana, becoming the metropolis of science, learning, scientific agriculture, and philosophy. Seek ye first the political kingdom, and all other things shall be added unto it. We are the nation powerhouse. We proclaim power to every home. We are the nation powerhouse.
At the heart of Nkrumah's plan was a giant dam that would produce vast quantities of cheap electricity. Enough power to build a modern industrial state in the heart of Africa within a generation. But what Nkrumah did not foresee was that with the dam would come other, more dangerous forms of power which he could not control. Political and economic forces that would tear apart his vision of using science and technology to create a model for the new Africa.
Nkrumah was, in my mind, a visionary, not a dreamer. In his mind's eye, he could see United States of Africa as United States of America. And he could see Africa coming together to form a viable unit, to become a world power in the shortest possible time.
There is a new African in the world.
He needed power, and there was no source from which he could get the amount of power which he needed. And this was the one source which could provide him with that power. And he was prepared to go the whole length to get it.
We begin in West Africa, one of the two great areas of the world where we have ruled but never settled.
To the people of the Gold Coast, there came last week a day that will always be remembered in their history. For here, in what's been a British colony for more than a century, nearly 1 million people went to the polls in their first general election. The main issue in the election lay between those who want self-government sometime in the future and those who want it now, like the Convention People's Party, the CPP. Their leader, Kwame Nkrumah, spent election day in jail, serving a sentence for incitement and sedition.
Nkrumah's rise had been irresistible. After spending 10 years in America as a student, he had returned to the Gold Coast in 1947. Within 2 years, he had formed a political party. 2 years after that, he swept to power. Although the British still controlled trade, defence and foreign policy, he had become the first black African Prime Minister.
Nkrumah, before coming into power, has, in his election manifesto, had made certain promises about development, about turning